parent community, the teacher community, and the students community should be known what exactly is NEP 2020. And it is merely giving more competency-based education for the child.
Here we present to you a significant program, The Talk Show with Principals. This is a highly informative activity in the context of National Education Policy 2020.
Warm greetings to Father Verghese Kachapalli, Principal and Director of Rajagiri Public School in Nankalam, Kerala, and all my dear viewers. Today, we are here with the talk show with the principals once again. When we speak about today's speaker who is going to share the experience, Father Verghese is an efficient administrator, erudite scholar, having vast experience in many prestigious educational organizations. It's indeed my proud privilege to extend a hearty welcome to Father Verghese on behalf of Vidyadan. Namaste, Father. I would now like to introduce Father Verghese in detail to all those who are viewing this program, The Talk Show with Principals. Now, why Vidyadan is going ahead with this talk show? If you look at our vision is to empower our country through education. And we go for varied activities with the help of well-wishers and also benefactors. If you look at our YouTube channel, we have variety of activities. It could be capacity building programs. It could be talk show with eminent educationists. It could be some activities related to art and craft or some pedagogical approaches. So we try to explore all different areas so that nobody is deprived of quality education. And that is what National Education Policy is also envisioning: access and equity of education. So in this context, we have a great personality joining us today for the talk show with the principals. Father Verghese Kachapalli is a principal as well as the director of Rajagiri Public School, which stands as the school of excellence in the state of Kerala and maybe in the country as well. Verghese has served various educational organizations of very high reputation in the state of Kerala. And when we look at Father Verghese, he is always emphasizing on raising the bar, means the key to success is excellence and by keeping higher benchmarks. Father is a leader who motivates the team and inspires, and that's all about leadership. When we go through this process of talk, we would understand the modern teaching techniques which the school has already adapted to, and I think NEP 2020 already exists over there. So Father would be able to share us more about it. And yes, we are eagerly waiting for it. I'm sure that in spite of the hectic schedule, Father agreed upon our invitation, mostly because he's a philanthropist. Father already holds reins of Pratyasha, a charitable trust. So definitely Father is into community service and to spread the diyas of knowledge, as we always tell in Vidyadan. Various humanitarian activities have been undertaken during the Kerala flood time and during the tidal attack. Now let me introduce Rajagiri Public School, Kochi, a famous school in Kerala. So I extend once more a hearty welcome to you, Father. And I feel so proud to introduce your school as I go through the website and the pictures which we have collected. Dear viewers, you can see the school, and the scenic beauty of the school itself is a blend with the nature and the environment. That makes the institution stand out. It's just amazing to see this school, which is highly blended with nature. And if you look at the school, another important point is each part of the school is well organized and well designed. So I can take you further to this. It's a school established in the year 1984, and the vision is House of Vision, and the motto is Light in Life. 2,615 students and 150 staff on roll. It has become a school that does not just excel, and it is true in letter and spirit, but redefines the very concept of excellence in all areas, just not just one area like academic area or the extracurricular area. It's just a wholesome incarnation, we can say, of excellence. It just stands as for the substitute for excellence. You can see these beautiful images, which would be testimonial to what I'm speaking now. You can see the beautiful library, well spaced and well designed, and you have a conference room over here, and the design of the structure as such. Yes, the conference hall, the library. You can see the Atal Tinkering Lab, wherein the children get to innovate and create. Yes, this is just amazing. It's there's a swimming academy, and there's the auditorium. There's another library over here. It all looks very gorgeous, Father. Another point to be noted here, the first school to be accredited by the British Council of India. So which means the school would be having international curriculum way of pedagogical approaches, which we would be able to hear from Father more. And they do have this teacher exchange programs with schools in UK. And yes, how we came to the school is by looking at the education survey ranking. It stands always in the topmost positions. So that is how we reached out to this school. Here you can see the sports and the arts facilities, which I think in the city of Kochi, the school which can claim about this kind of a facility would be only Rajagiri. Yes, I think so. Father would be able to see better. And yes, they have these workshops as well for the annual pedagogical plan. Yes, that is also something which we would like to hear more about. And see this kind of activities that is happening. We can see that joyful pedagogy is always there. There's so much of fun and frolic around and happy environment altogether. Yes, so this gives the immense pleasure that the children are enjoying through these various activities designed in the school. Lovely play equipment, which is even designed with nature, with a lot of trees around. And then this holistic development seems to be the mark of the institution. They host inter-school competitions. Also, students are given opportunity to attend leadership summits. So that is already paving way to the global citizenship program. Another community service programs taken up by the school, this really attracted me and fascinated me. Ishari and Pratyasha charitable programs. I was happy and proud to see that the children just donate 1 rupee or so, and with that they collect that fund and they reach out to the society, something which we have to focus with our children these days when they are living in these nuclear families. And then yes, aid to the government school for infrastructure development. That is also something to take pride in. Yes, so Vidyadhan is honored to have Father Verghese, principal of Rajagiri Public School, for this talk show. And we welcome you, Father, with a loud round of applause. Yes, hope it is audible to all the viewers. Thank you, Father. Now, I would like to share the video of the Rajagiri Public School.
The Carmelites of Mary Immaculate, or the CMI congregation, has upheld the ideals of its heavenly patron, Blessed Kuriakose alias Chavara, in establishing a wide network of educational institutions all over India. A distinguishing feature of these educational institutions is that they draw inspiration from the life of Jesus Christ as also from the sages and prophets of our land, and they are deeply rooted in the culture of this country. The CMI vision of education consists in the formation of the human person for the fulfillment of his or her individual and social responsibilities. It aims at forming leaders who will champion the cause of justice, love, truth and peace, and who are ever open to further growth. Education for complete living has been the watchword of all its educational projects and programs. The Rajagiri Public School was started in 1994 and is set in an eco-friendly campus that is situated in 8 acres of lush greenery. The school itself is housed in 2 blocks. The primary block comprising of classes 1 to 6 and the main building which consists of classes from 7 to 12. The other institutions on the campus include the Rajagiri Higher Secondary School, the Rajagiri Kindergarten and the Rajagiri College of Social Sciences.
The secret of the success of these educational institutions is a community of teachers who are committed to their vocation, professionally competent, morally upright, just and humane in dealings, culturally sensitive, and who grow in the true vision of education. We aspire towards creating a just and humane society, and our institutions are open to all students irrespective of caste and creed.
The Student Support Center of the school has designated special educators and 2 student counselors to help students cope with their problems related to scholastic backwardness. The center provides support for the development of interpersonal and life skills. They help enhance emotional stability and they offer career counseling. Camilla Parker Bowles, Duchess of Cornwall, visited Rajagiri Public School, Kalamassery to see the activities related to the International School Award program of the British Council. The Duchess interacted with the students and faculty during a function organized to showcase the international dimension in the school curriculum introduced by the ISA program. She attended a Commonwealth debate session, surveyed various ISA projects undertaken by the students, and assessed the Connecting Classrooms project, which is a collaborative scheme with partner schools abroad. She witnessed a Skype session between students of Rajagiri and Summerlee School, West Sussex. The Duchess also enjoyed a traditional boat song rendered by the school choir, accompanied by a Mohiniyattam performance.
The biology lab enables students to perform various practical experiments like floral dissection, floral display, DNA isolation, anatomy experiments, physiological experiments, identification of slides and specimens, slide preparation, etc. Students also conduct experiments for investigatory projects. A fully functional chemistry lab gives students a hands-on experience on various chemical reactions that they study in the theory class. They are taught various types of quantitative analysis like titration reactions, qualitative analysis like identification of inorganic salts, organic functional groups, and analysis of different biomolecules like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and oils. Students are also sensitized on the various precautionary measures to be followed in the chemistry lab. The physics lab accommodates 20 to 24 students at a time and is provided with the equipments required to perform experiments related to optics, electricals, electronics, and magnetism. The lab has a CRO which enables students to learn about different waveforms.
Computers is a compulsory subject for all classes, and the school provides 2 well-equipped computer labs, one in the primary block and another one for students of classes 7 to 12. There are around 50 systems altogether, and one of the labs also has a projector which is used to give demonstrations to the students.
The Art and Craft department of the school offers these classes for those students who are allowed to opt for the subject from classes 1 to 12. The department offers special coaching classes for those interested. The faculty members explore innovations in art, and the students are taught a variety of painting techniques. They are trained to use different mediums to portray their artistic talents. Apart from these, varied craft works with paper, jute, ribbon, wool, and so on are taught. Training in needlecraft is also given.
Home science is taught as a subject in the school, and it boasts of a modern home science lab equipped with facilities like a refrigerator, a mixer grinder, microwave, etc. Home science is a subject that can be opted for in classes 11 and 12. CBSE also requires that work education as a subject be evaluated in classes 9 and 10, and home science is a part of work education. It also provides hands-on training for vocational courses. Furthermore, cookery is an optional subject for students of classes 5 to 8, and hence the home science lab becomes a necessity.
The library helps students to improve or enhance their ability to use the English language. General studies, which is also known as life skills, is given a lot of importance as it helps students cope with internal and external problems that they face throughout their lives. Life skills is taught from class 1 to class 12. And it focuses on 10 core life skills. They are self-awareness, interpersonal relationships, communication skills, problem solving, decision making, creative thinking, critical thinking, coping with stress, coping with emotions, and empathy. Children deal with topics related to social issues such as sexual abuse, drug abuse, child marriage, alcoholism, transsexual gender, child labor, etc. Students are divided into groups of 3 or 4, and they put up PowerPoint presentations or they conduct debates on the boon and the bane. They are graded based on this.
Dance classes are compulsory for students of classes 1 to 4. In addition, it is offered as one of the optionals for classes 1 and 2. The classes are planned in such a way that by the end of the year, these students would be able to perform simple folk dances without inhibition. Students are taught mudras, navarasas and slogams, and by the end of class 4, they are capable of performing complicated dance moves without difficulty.
Music classes are given in classes 1 to 4 and they are compulsory. These students are taught classical music. Classes from 5 to 8 can take up music twice a week as an optional subject, and they can choose between Western or Eastern music.
Yoga helps to soothe and calm the body and mind, and hence it is a compulsory subject for classes 1 to 5. In classes 9 and 10, it is evaluated as a co-scholastic subject. Karate is another optional subject that students from classes 1 to 8 can choose, and they are given training in the various styles such as Kihon, which comprises of the basic techniques, Kata, which include different types of offensive and defensive postures, and Kumite, which basically means sparring. Roller skating is probably the most popular of all the optional subjects. Students are given basic training and the best are selected and trained further for the roller hockey team. The school team has competed in state and national tournaments and brought accolades to the school.
The holistic development of the student is the prime concern of the Rajagiri management. Keeping this in mind, the school offers coaching in a number of extracurricular activities like dance and music, art and craft, karate, roller skates, drums, keyboard, guitar, etc. Under the able guidance of well-qualified and experienced teachers, the students are trained in the latest techniques and to perform in the most competitive circles.
The school boasts a FINA standard swimming pool where regular coaching classes are given to help the child develop the neuromuscular coordination. The pool is equipped with underwater lights to provide crystal clear visibility under the water. A kiddies pool for children up to classes 3 allows them to get rid of their fears of water before they start their swimming training in the main pool.
The Physical Education Department of Rajagiri Public School aims at disciplining and training the mind to the use of its own powers. The school possesses a standard-sized football ground, 3 basketball courts, 3 shuttle badminton courts, and a number of table tennis tables. Sports Day and several athletic-related activities are conducted every year to emphasize on the importance of sportsman spirit. Moreover, after-school hour coaching and summer coaching are also conducted. The students are encouraged to participate in various tournaments and sports competitions outside school.
Rajagiri Public School was the pioneer school to win the coveted British Council ISA in the year 2004. In the new global movement for learning beyond borders, Rajagiri Public School, in its capacity as British Council School Ambassador, functions as a mentor for other schools.
Every year, 10 to 15 students along with a teacher visit the Wachong University in Singapore as a part of the student exchange program sponsored by the PTA of Rajagiri Public School.
Dear viewers, now that you have got a clear picture about what the school is and how the school is catering to all aspects of holistic development of the students and providing the state-of-art facilities. Now it's time to hear from Father directly what his father has to share with us so that other schools also can take up the good practices or the other ideas which is being implemented in the school. Father, could you please share us some good practices that you would have adopted in the educational organizations that you have been part of?
Yes, of course. But before I start sharing good things of the school, I just want to be grateful to my former principals and then the directors who were working here, doing a lot of service. And then during their period, they were just trying to give their self to bring up this institution to its benchmark. And then I'm here right now trying to serve the school with my own vision, mission, and then which is definitely connected to the vision, mission of this institution. So as we go further, we always think that every time is important. Like children of that period are important and precious, and their needs may be different. So we have to think for them, and then we have to bring new activities, new method of learning according to the situation and according to the mindset of the children, because we are given children as the precious gifts, and then we are the people to mold them and then make them to compete as a global citizen. So Rajagiri School has got its own tradition, and then we have a successful saga of history. And then regarding the teaching learning process, we have got a real academic system which always guided and checked and analyzed, and then within 3 months we all gather together and then evaluate the academic system, and then we correct our weaknesses and then give more important to our strengths, and then we develop on that. And it is definitely focused to the student community. And then maybe earlier we had a program called Rajagiri Has Got Talent. It is called as RGT. That we give ample opportunity to students. The whole class will be performed on the stage, and then they can plan the program. They can showcase their talents. So every child is getting a chance to come over to the stage and then perform. So the confidence building experience, that is very important for a child while he or she grows. So that was an important point. And then I have got experience of children, and then they shared a lot of experience. That program has given more confidence for a child to speak to the public, maybe to face the audience, lot of things. And then they were just enjoying that. They have got the planning skills, the time management, and then appearance on the stage. So they polished themselves by planning the program. That was an amazing program that we have introduced. Another during the Corona time, we were just trying to reach out to the students with another thing like joyful learning activities. So different types of activities are planned for children, and then they were participating offline and online. So that was also an important factor which lead them to the value-based education also. That was really wonderful. And then we now, the new thing that we are planning is maybe a like an internship program for children during the vacation time. Maybe from 6th grade, they have to go to a firm and then just to see whether they can interact with that system of that firm. And then it is planned for children to get to know about the society and then which area he or she is going to work on. Whether maybe some parents say, I am a doctor, so I am going to send my child for MBBS, but the child may not have interest in that. So to know the child more, so the parents and then teachers will get to know a knowledge about the attitude and aptitude of the child. So we are just planning during this vacation time. They will go for an internship program to a firm which they select, and then parents also will support, the school also will support. So 3 agents are togetherly thinking about the future of the child. And then as you said, we have got lot of interaction with the international education system, and then we update interacting with them, the good things that as we think that the good practices of other schools, we take it and then we introduce it here. And then even children also get a lot of opportunity to interact with the international students and the students within the country. And then with the students of maybe a government schools which are not to that level of this school. So they understand the students' condition in a different level, So they themselves can be motivated by interacting with different levels of students. And then definitely Rajagiri School is connected with the UK-based school, and then maybe Doha school, and then Belgium school, and then we have got we had some teacher exchange program with Belgium, UK, and Singapore. And then we have got inter-school mock United Nations program. So by this type of program, we give a lot of platform to the students and the teachers, of course. And then we work on that. And then another important thing, I make sure, and my teachers make sure, that there can be a program for a child that should be connected to the society. Community program is a must for a child, because during the education, they should know the problems of the society. They should be ready, or they should make themselves ready to connect with the society. They have got education, so that has to have some value which is connected to the society. And then the child has to take responsibility of the society, and then he has to, or she has to think, how can I contribute to the society? So community service, a community-oriented program is a must for a child. So I take them to different parts of the society, and then maybe interact with the different levels of people. And then I believe that with that only they become a mature, integrated person. These are the main things that we offer here, and students definitely and parents, they support us. We have got a like a good, very good active PTA. We plan together for children. And then, as you said, we have got the iShare program and then the Pratyasha. Now, reaching out to the community, they save 1 rupee coin a day, and then they contribute to the school. And then we have got a committee of students who decide on to whom that should be. So we invite some applications, and then students decide to whom that the money has to be shared. And then we have participated internationally programs also with that. And then we have got a Pratyasha project which help. We try to reach out to the poor and needy people, especially children who are suffering from kidney problems or heart problems, something like that. If they are really need our help, we reach out to them. These are the main things that we focus on. Our teachers, our parents, and the management, which I am part of, always think to bring. And then our mission, definitely, we need to have matured and integrated personality from our children. That's it, ma'am.
Yes, Father, we feel very happy to hear this because this is what the new education policy is also emphasizing upon. That is, the education should be related to the real life situations. So in spite of maintaining high academic standards and benchmarks, the school is also taking interest in this community service programs. It's something hats off to the school. And definitely we say the school doesn't have time for all these things to fit into the curriculum. It's so difficult. And so it seems very interesting to hear from you, Father, that you do find to link the school with the real life situations. Another point, what Father said right now, is assessing your weaknesses and strength. That seemed to be something very new and very interesting too. So because that analysis would definitely help the school to further strengthen. So that also seems to be a very happy and a very proud initiative that the school is doing, analyzing yourself. And yes, nowadays what we talk about is 21st century skills, and we want to build up the confidence level. And definitely through these activities that the school is designing, definitely it will take to this 21st century skill building up everything. So we're really appreciating you, Father, for this kind of practices that you're having. An internship, if it works out, definitely I think it's something feather on the cap. Internship is something which is posing challenges. Yes, if they go for these internships, they would not land up doing MBBS or the engineering program, because that's only two programs when we say about the career wise, the parents are interested, the students are interested about, probably they may not fit in over there. So that is what I think CBSE also has come with the career counseling portal as well. So with these, I think this internship would definitely go a long way for that too. So we congratulate and appreciate for this good practices. Now moving on, Father, could you please share us how the school is preparing for the new education policy 2020? Already I think it is in place, but then is there anything new that you're going to take it up? Or in terms of competency-based education, because you've got a lot of international exposure. So there it has been there for quite a long time, from 1970s onwards, when you say about the competency-based education. So with respect to NEP 2020 and competency-based education, what the Indian schools can do, could you please share your views on that?
Yeah, definitely. Now, NEP 2020 is a real subject to be discussed, and then we have to build on that. We cannot just stay up that I have read something regarding that, the policy, and then I have attended a webinar or a orientation program. Of course, it's a must, we have to undergo training. But more than that, we know the structures and then how we have to go about it. The curriculum is planned. I think more than that, the teachers should be trained, and they should give enough time to understand what exactly NEP is. Definitely, NEP doesn't say something, follow the traditional thing. No. They just, I mean, the policy says that we have to jump out of the box. And then it should be definitely giving, as you said, the competency of the students should be developed instead of just getting knowledge. That's an important point in the NEP. We are just focusing on that. How to improve the competency of our children. Just sitting in a classroom, listening to some teachers lecture or some doing some examination well, will not help a child to become competent enough. I believe in that. If a child wants to be competent, each and minute detail of the child should be known to a teacher. The structure as such, the academic structure of co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities should be planned for the child, knowing the details of the child. So if the child is weak in, like maybe some children are introvert children, and we need to know where we can help them. So slowly we have to plan something for that child. So knowing the child, each children, and then planning some program for them, both academic and non-academic, whatever it is, extracurricular, scholastic program, lot of things. We name it in a different ways, but it all should help the child to grow holistically. There only the competency will come. We just write like the summative type of education is over. Now I think the teachers are not expert of a mere subject. No, they have to have multitask people. They have to have some knowledge about the psychological aspect of the child, even the spiritual aspect of the child, the moral aspect of the child. They should know everything. So the teachers should be trained for this. It is not giving an orientation program. No, they have to discuss. They have to communicate each other. And the principal, as a leader of this community, should definitely give enough and more opportunity for teachers, and then we have to respect them. So that's an important factor. Teachers should be empowered. Empowered teachers will definitely make a lot of change in a child. So the parent community, the teacher community, and then students community should be known what exactly is NEP 2020. And it is merely giving more competency-based education for the child. I think the teacher should be a practitioner maybe. The application side should be more. When a child is studying, maybe in mathematics, and then the child should know where it should be applied. Just getting marks and then going into higher studies in a reputed college will not help them to survive in this society. So the child has to be empowered to know the needs of the society by interacting the society, and his knowledge should be applied for that. Then he becomes a contributor to the society. To make that contributor, the teachers, the teacher community should be empowered. They should be given enough freedom. Unless and until they are given freedom, and then they are into a comfortable zone. I am not saying about a relaxing comfortable zone, but mentally they have to contribute to this, and then they should be comfortable. So parents, teachers, and then I say the stakeholders of this education system should work together. We have to analyze, we have to plan, and then we have to execute all the things, and which will help the students to think, analyze, plan, and then definitely their critical thinking, problem solving techniques, all will develop. And this has to happen, and we are working on that. And with a lot of program, definitely my teachers are trained, they are undergoing through different programs. And then we have already discussed, and then what next? Next year, we are going to really focus on this things. And then I am sure my teachers will make a very positive change, tremendous change in the student community and the community of teachers. And definitely it will be a satisfying result for the parents also, because they definitely should be happy their children grow in a mature level, solving their own problems. And then I'm sure by this NEP 2020, if we really work on that, the children will become a self-sufficient person in all means. In all means, we don't want to say do that, do this. Now they will analyze their problems. They will understand where I've gone wrong. And this is not the thing that the society wants me to do. So I have to correct. So they will have an inner check within themselves. And then they will act proactively, contribute to the society. And then we can just be happy that they grow in maturity. So that's an important factor when we think about independence. We are into that, and then we are setting our mind to that. Definitely, we will work and we will put our heart and soul to that. Next year, I am proud that I will make it, and then my teachers, my community, my parents will support us for all the programs, events that is connected with implementing NEP 2020. Thank you.
Yes, Father, that's great to hear that you are so firm and with all the conviction when you state that you're going to implement it. Yes, we need the support of the teachers as well as all the stakeholders, as you rightly said, because competency-based education, when we say the children should be able to demonstrate and master the skill that they have acquired. Right now, it is not measurable as such, because we are giving question papers, they answer some questions and then give it. But then when we speak about this competency-based education, as Father rightly said, it would vary with person to person. So we may have to go in more for an individualized kind of instruction, a programmed learning material that we are giving to the students may have to take a turn. Yes, of course, there are challenges in front of us, especially in context of taking the pedagogical approaches to the classroom. And that's what the teachers are there for. And yes, when given freedom to the teachers, I think we can think a little more out of the box and come up with a creative way of presenting the same topic in the classrooms, because the teachers are the people definitely taking things to the classroom, and we understand our children from person to person. But then, yes, we have to do a lot of work on it. That is, as Father rightly said, we may have to work collaboratively over that. And then leaders like Father Verghese is there, then the school wouldn't have any issue or any problems in taking it ahead. When we share the same vision, definitely it will be going ahead. So nice to hear that, Father. So is there any thing in particular you would like to share with us with respect to the pedagogical approaches or the infrastructural resources which would be required for this implementation further?
Yeah, definitely. We are just working on the infrastructure facilities for children. It is almost done. And then training the teachers, we had a pedagogical planning orientation session. So we are going to, next year, we are going to have a real academic auditing. And then the whole community, the stakeholders will be audited. And then we will be getting a lot of suggestions. As I said, the weakness and strength of the school. So we are going to scale that, and then we are going to work on that. Definitely, since we think that we are just keeping our quality and benchmark, but still we have to further improve, because the needs and demands of parents and the children are totally different. They fight to exist with the needs of the time. So the change maybe in the curriculum planning, and then the academic inputs, change in academic inputs, and then the communication with the parents and then the students, and then everything has to be audited, and then we have to develop a new style of giving education. Definitely, we cannot forget what we had. We have to build on that. So next year is a year that we put forward to have an academic auditing, and then all the three stakeholders will be participating in that. And then we hope that it will give a tremendous input for us to improve and then make our education system or the education program as such wonderful.
Yes, Father. So I think the academic auditing would tell us where we stand. We cannot always rest on our laurels. But definitely, as you said, the changes are the only constant. So we have to metamorphose ourselves as per the changes that is happening. And of course, infrastructural resources is just at the highest of the standards. So I think Rajagiri wouldn't have to work much on that, of course. So maybe the instructional strategies and practices we would be able to share further after the implementation in Rajagiri school, because what we share now here, it will be taken up by the other schools as well, because this program actually is intending towards that, sharing and collaboration among the schools, especially those not privileged schools, wherein they can incorporate these great ideas, because academic auditing or anything like that doesn't require any financial expenditure or analyzing your strengths and weaknesses. So these are all great ideas which the schools can take up. And as Father rightly said, faculty development program is a need of the hour. And CBSE, we are so grateful to the CBSE that we are getting a lot of training programs by that. And we are able to collaborate with other teachers also through these training programs, thanks to the CBSE for that. Is there anything in particular which Rajagiri is doing towards the faculty development empowerment?
Yeah, we have got, every year we have got orientations, so we call it as academic routine. We take teachers to maybe outside of this campus, and then we spend 3 days in a group, and then discuss all the matters concerning to this education institution. We think about the vision, mission, whether we are rightly focusing on that, whether our personal vision and mission is connected to the mission and the vision of the school, whether they are very well connected, and then so all these things are really taken. And then we have another important thing that we think about. After all 3 months, we have got a gathering, and then we evaluate the progress of the child also. If the fifth standard child started with maybe in a graph, maybe a medium graph, and then within 3 months, how he has or she has improved in all the means, like whether in academics or extracurricular activities, that is an important factor. And then we understand the taste and then aptitude of the child, and then we support them to move to another level. That's an important factor. Every 3 months, teachers are gathered and then they evaluate. And if any child needs special support with regard to the inclusive education, we support them. And then we have got a system, resource room system with I think 8 faculty members, 2 counselors and 6 resource room teachers. So we help them just to improve even the weaker ones also. So there is a platform in the school like checking the improvement of the child in all aspects of their growth. If a child is physically also weak, I mean, the growth is not happening properly, we interact with the parent and then we suggest to take care of the physical of the growth of the child also. So the involvement of the school system is, I think, we are trying to make it perfect. Teachers have to be I mean, they should have more communicate with the parent. Parents also should communicate with the teachers, and then so that the child is always given important. The child is always given importance. So we sit together and then we think about even the academic curriculum planning also done with a lot of thinking, because it is always as I understand, I mean, to share with we have in 11th standard we have 17 combinations, like we help children to choose this 17 combinations, either one, so that they are supported with their own interest, like psychology, even physical education, home science, not many things are added with this. Even we have got science with economics. So some students, some maths can be avoided, a lot of things. So we try to reach out to the needs of the child. So we are there to support them. That's an interesting factor, I think. Thank you.
Yes, Father, this inclusive education is really what the CBSE is looking forward for. So that means in the school, nobody is left out. Everybody would be able to reach their best of their potential. So that is what the resource room does. So I think I would emphasize on that, so that every child is a successful person by constant monitoring and the feedback mechanism that is existing by monitoring the stepwise progress of the child. So definitely the teachers would be able to identify the students' issues and define a personalized learning pathway for the students as competency-based education demands. So that is really interesting to hear, Father. So now regarding the digital tools and technology that the school has adopted, do you think it would go in a long way? Because now we are speaking about digital infrastructure. So how far is the school going ahead with it? What are the activities related to this? Could you please share with us?
Yeah, we are like the school is focusing to bring more digital interaction with, in the academic programs. And then, as you know, we have got a very good interaction with the computer centers. And then we have got that Atal Tinkering Lab, which initiate a lot of enthusiasm in children with the 3D projects and then things. Now we have started a multimedia course also for children in 11th standard. But from the beginning itself, we are trying to bring the interest of, we are taking the suggestions from the children, and then we focus on giving more chances for children to work with maybe graphic design and then coding. It is given as optionals. So the interested children can focus on that. So that's the way the system is developing. As I said, we focus on the interest of the children. So in smaller classes, if they are interested in digital media, they are given ample chances to work with, and then we promote that. And now, right now, I'm just for next year, as I said, for next year, we are just planning to have a multimedia center for our children, so that they can develop maybe as a sound engineer or maybe a theater artist with a lot of these animations. So they can grow just like that. And then, as I said, our academic programs are completely supported by ICT program. So that's an important factor. Teachers are working on that. Even our election, that's an important thing. Even our election is designed with the electronic device, which is developed by our children. So school election is conducted just like that. So we try to support, and that we have to grow in digital. That's a new way for our children. Everything should be connected with that. We just say that there can be a lot of damage for children when they are fully into social media, but there are a lot of positive things which make them more, as we talk, the competency will definitely improve when they are into digital connected education system. So we are trying for that, and then their shows are sent to international schools also. So when we have got a program or a program connected to international schools, exchange programs, we do some design works and then things which is sent to them, and then they evaluate it and then give suggestions for that. So children understand where they lack or where they have to improve, and then they are appreciated for their work when they do good things. Thank you.
Yes, Father. So multimedia, I think it would be a new venture from your end for the incorporation of digital technology, as you rightly said. And the students seem to be creative in those areas. So as Father said, they would develop their own skills, and they would become creators, and probably they'll become entrepreneurs. And yes, that's how the country is going to be a self-reliant India. So it was indeed a happy, Father, sharing your views. And I think the students who are there in the school would lack nothing from the school end for them to grow into a full blossomed individual as such, whether it is the academic area, whether it is your overall development, or whether it is linked to the community service. So great appreciation to the school management and to all the stakeholders for having built up such an ethos in the school as such. Congratulations, Father. Is there anything more that you would like to share with us with respect to the education strategies that you adopt?
Yeah, I always believe that teachers are the staff community is the strong pillar of any school. And then we have to empower them with the different orientation programs. Maybe we have to send them to different countries to understand the innovative practices there, so that their minds are really enlightened, and that they can really contribute to the growth of our children. We cannot just think about the development of an institution. No, we have to focus on the development, total integrated development of our student, because we are molding generations in this campus. Any school campus is dealt with the molding the generation. So we have a lot of responsibility. We cannot just sit idle. We cannot think it as a very easy job. No, we have to think maybe 10 years ahead, 20 years ahead. We have to think, and then we have to plan. Then only our children will be competent enough to compete in that level. So they will be proud about the school where they study. That's an important thing. Teachers are the main source for that. So we have to strengthen, empower our teachers with a lot of freedom as such. They should have like I usually tell my teachers, you should have an open mind. And then whatever you do should have with a good mind. That will have a lot of effect on our children. So let us support our teachers with a lot of, definitely CBSE is giving a lot of inputs for that. I should appreciate the CBSE system for giving a lot of chances for our teachers to grow with interacting others. And then I should say one more thing, the teachers of different schools also should communicate. There should be a platform for them to communicate each other. We don't want to be afraid of communicating teachers with different schools. They have to communicate. They have to know the good practices of other schools. So that we collectively grow, and then we should be proud about what we are doing, what we are contributing. That's a service to the society. Thank you.
Yes, Father. Teachers are collaborating, and when they are given an opportunity to work with freedom, definitely they would come up with more innovative solutions. Especially when we discuss with the other school teachers as well. We rightly pointed out that teachers are the people who have to be empowered, and definitely the working freedom and the space for each teacher would take a long way ahead onto this educational transformation that we are dreaming about. Thank you so much, Father, for being with us. Now, do you have a word? It would be kind of you if you can share a word about Vidyadan on this platform.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me a chance to share all the thoughts. I know Vidyadan is coming up with a lot of program for. It is all. That's why I told it's always nice to share things and then grow together. Vidyadan is helping, giving a platform for that. The good practices are shared. How the school system is working. So it will inspire definitely a lot of minds. So you are doing a good job for the society as such, and then let us grow together. That's an important thing. Let us share things, let us communicate, and let us grow together. Congrats to Vidyadan and then your programs. You are doing wonderful things for the society. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Father, for being with us. And when we had sorted out this program, that is what we were looking forward for. If we share our ideas, especially the principals who are the pedagogical leaders, if they share their views, definitely the ideas would be shared across our country, and we would be able to implement NEP 2020 with all its success, and our country would be a self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So with this, let me thank once again, Father, for being here with us and sparing your valuable time. Jai Hind.
Thank you.